Okay, so we have water again. We're beginning to see these zones die out. They aren't building back up quite yet, but they should be shortly. Wow, look at that population decrease. That is insane. That is a ton of population we're losing. Are you good? If not, let's get good. It's Friday night, and that means I am playing City Skylines. This is Panoptica, my City Skylines Circular City series. So I have two challenges this episode that I need to take care of. One of them is to build a small residential area right here next to Kendrick Farms that will basically be a bunch of uneducated people to work at the farms. And the other is to place a dam without flooding the city, which shouldn't be too difficult in my experience so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by placing down our new residential area over here. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to extend this out a little bit, probably to about there. And then somewhere in the middle of that, we're going to start placing roads to build a new circle. And it'll probably be right about here. That'll work. And we'll put it there. And there. And then we'll grab the rounded road tool and begin making circles. So 10 and 10, 10 and 10. 10 and 10. I wish you could hold a key or something to constrain this to units of 10. That would be really nice. But that is not the case as of my knowledge, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to do it. Nope, that's off. Okay, for the next one, what we'll do is we'll grab a straight road, come out 10, come out 10, and then switch back over to the rounded road tool. This time we'll be coming out 20, and another 20. The big thing is to make sure that we're at 90 degrees. And 20, 20, 20, 20. There we go. Oh, that looks like it's off on this side just a little bit. Yep, that's off. I'm going to come in and fix that real quick. Shouldn't be too big of an issue to do, because the other side looks like it's accurate. Okay, we'll come here and go out 20 and in 20. There we go, that's much better. Not sure how we got off as far as like not having it accurately perfect. But whatever the case, we have fixed it. We'll come in and delete that and these. And then we'll start placing some resource, or not resource, but services. We're going to put a crematorium there. And then we're also going to grab a fire station and put that in, probably on this side. And then we'll grab a police station and put it over here. And we're not going to put education here, but we will want a hospital somewhere around here, so we'll put one right there. Now, once we've got this region built, or this circle built, we also need to look at our bus system and make sure that that supports our new advancement. And the way we're going to do that is very similar to the way that we have placed buses in the past. There's only one slight difference here. And the slight difference is that we are going to get kind of twisty and windy with this main road right here. And you'll see what I mean when I get this built. Let's see, there. There. Oh, come on, stop there. Good job. Stop there. Stop up here. And then we're going to wrap around to this side. And once we're done with this particular route, the other routes will be much, much easier because they're just small routes that connect. So we'll come up here and one there. Perfect. We also want stops, of course, along the main road right here. Now that that wraps around like that, we only need two connecting routes that come around these little loops right here. And those should be pretty easy to put in because they're just going to be clicks for us. So click, 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 click. Yeah, see, this is real quick, real easy. Not a lot of complication to this particular bus setup. It is fairly simple and provides all the coverage we should need for this small little area. Now, the reason it's important to get buses in here is because these areas don't actually grow very well without them. So without buses, we would have had a very difficult time getting this area to actually grow. What do you... Come on. Draw it straight. Good job. Okay, that's what we wanted. Nice and straight. And then we'll come in here with this and clean up these edges just a little bit. That should be perfect. Now we need to make sure they have water and power. Now water is going to be simple because it's a small circle, so we can just kind of run it like this. And then we'll come down and run it like that. We need to make sure they have power, which should be pretty easy to handle because we can just kind of go from here to here. There we go, so now we've got a power connection. And the last thing that we're going to do is come in and zone this area and then name it appropriately for the challenge. The name of this particular zone is supposed to be... How do I... come on, let me click that. There we go. Jingus. Alright, Kendo, here we go. Jingus exists. It is a place now, and it's got a bus system, and it will begin growing very soon. Now, the other challenge I have is from a viewer/sub named Gorefist who wants me to build a dam without flooding the entire city. Now, it took me a little bit to play with this and actually get the city to flood, because the first time I placed it, the dam did not flood anything. And the reason why is because it appears the further down river you go, the better off you end up. Because if I build the dam up here, it will flood this region. Now, if I build it over here, it won't flood much of anything. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to build it straight across like that. And the nice thing is, doing that also allows us to come in right here and build a nice, simple little connecting loop from the highway. Well, from this to the highway. There we go. Oh, it's set to the... We need the straight tool? Is that what it is? Yeah, it's always interesting how the straight tool actually makes curves for this. But I'm good with that. There we go. Now that it's got a connection to the highway, we should be able to have that running fairly efficiently, excuse me. And now I'm going to come in and actually name our dam. We are going to call this the Gorefist National Dam. Yeah, we're going to use that version of dam because it's Gorefist, so of course it has to be profanity. Now that we've got that built, we are going to look at what we need down here. We're also going to come in and make a couple of slight changes based on some things that I noticed when I was doing the planning for today's episode. For example, these roads right here are actually going the wrong way. If we want these to be an inlet for this section of commercial zones, then we need to actually turn that around. There we go. That's now an inlet, that is an outlet, that's perfect. That's exactly how we want that. And then, once we've got that done, there's one other thing I want to do just preemptively, and that is place a cemetery right here. Now you'll notice we're also getting very, very tight on water and electricity and sewage. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and place another sewage treatment plant right here. Ooh, that's kind of noisy there. Maybe we'll put it over here. Yeah, we'll put it right... Ah, but there's actually a house there. Maybe we put it over here? A little ways away? Actually, we could probably get away with putting it right out here. I like that. Let's put it right there. And then we'll grab a pipe and try to connect it. Oh, it's going to be wonky to connect. There we go. Well, it works. It's connected. And then we'll put another intake right here because we need some more water flow into the town because it's growing. Did I actually complete that? I did not. It looked like I... No, it did. Yeah, last time when I was in the planning session doing this, it didn't actually connect that and we started to have major water problems, which was bad. Now we need to address the industrial needs, so what we're going to do is come down here and make a couple more industrial circles. Now, of course, the easiest way to do that is to go ahead and delete some road, and then place another 6-lane tree road right here. We'll start with the straight road tool and come out 10 units. Perfect. And then we'll come in here and grab this and make some rounded roads. Now we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth loop, so that means it should be about 40 units up and 40 units over. Trick once again is to make sure that we are at exactly 90 degrees to make sure that this is as accurate as possible. And then we'll come out another 40 over here, maintaining a 180 degree radius. Perfect. And the nice thing is, after actually building these out and testing them, we don't have to move that underpass, because that was like one of my biggest concerns, was that when we built this, we were going to actually crowd that underpass and have to end up moving it. Fortunately, that is not the case. We can get away with not moving it as long as we go ahead and do it this way. We should be right next to it with just enough breathing room to leave that underpass that connects to the other side there. Alright, gotta make sure we're at 90, so I gotta change the camera a little bit. There we go. 50 and 50. Bam. And then another 50, and we should be able to loop around just perfect. Yeah, see how that slides right by it? That is absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that I didn't end up having to move that overpass, because that would have been very difficult. And we did not break the power grid right there, which is good, because sometimes I will do something on here and not realize that I've broken a power grid or something, and then all of a sudden the city will massively start to shrink and I can't figure out why. It's getting to be a pretty large city. It's actually hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Now we want to check the water and make sure that we have good coverage. We do not. So we'll come out like this, and then come back across here, back up here, back around, just getting some basic water coverage in here for the new areas we're going to be putting in. Power should not be too much of an issue because we've got power kind of continuously running through there. And now we're going to switch over to offices and just put the whole thing down. Just lay it down nice and easy like that. Once again, thank you to Gorefist for letting me know that that was possible. Actually, speaking of things that are possible, I have made one very, very fatal error while I've been playing, and I didn't even realize it. I had assumed that all zoning was for industrial, but it's not. It actually can be zoned just as a section, so we're going to do that for all of our sections. And the reason that we're going to come in and do that is because right now all of our social policies, or I guess they're not called social policies, whatever, all of our zoning policies are not actually affecting any of our non-industrial areas because they weren't zoned, and even our offices were not zoned. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to fill it in. I didn't want to build a second zone inside of it. That's kind of cool though. I wonder if you can do something sort of fun with that. I don't know, we'll play with that in the future and see what we can come up with. For right now though, we're just going to zone all of these different circles and make sure that they are nice and policied up. The other thing I want to do real quick while we're sort of zoning and stuff is I'm actually going to come in here, and this is going to take a huge, huge hit to our population, but it'll be a temporary one. We're going to come in and de-zone all of this normal residential. Ooh, that wasn't good. We were about to de-zone some high density. So the reason we're going to de-zone this normal residential is that we've always been intending to make it high density residential anyway. I just hadn't had call to do that yet. We will very shortly, so I'm just preemptively sort of de-zoning it and then rezoning it as high density. Now we will take a massive population drop in the short term for doing this, but that'll be okay because it'll fill back out very, very quickly. Alright, so we've got that, and I'm also going to come in here and grab the spray tool and clear out the residential zoning there because I don't want any right in the center. Okay, so that's going to see our population dropping fairly massively, but it's also going to increase fairly quickly afterwards. Now, we are having sewage and... oh, no, we're having water availability issues, which I can't for the life of me... oh, we just broke the grid. That's the problem. We just broke the grid. Okay, so until the grid comes back online, we're going to run some electrical here and connect it there. So now our electrical's back on. We should have water again shortly. Yes, yes, pick the water back up. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, so we have water again. We're beginning to see these zones die out. They aren't building back up quite yet, but they should be shortly. Wow, look at that population decrease. That is insane. That is a ton of population we're losing. But it should be okay because that area should fill up fairly quickly. Especially once this area starts to... oh, whoa, why do we not have power? Are we just low on electricity? What is happening? Oh, it's because the electricity is running right there. It's not actually reaching the current grid. That should be easy enough to fix. We'll probably just run one like that, maybe? Yeah, that should work right there. But I'm not 100% because it's not actually in... yeah, is that working? Yeah, I think that's working. Okay, perfect. Now that's got some electricity, so it should begin to grow. Everything should start growing nicely at this point. But wow, time will tell. That is a huge population drop. When I did this in the practice session, I didn't wipe this whole area out at once, so that may end up biting me in the rear. But we'll find out once we crank the speed up a little bit. Yes, we know those places don't have power. They will not have power until you begin to rebuild, so start moving in, people. Come on. Move in, you know you want to. Our industrial need is filling out pretty nicely right now. And so far, everything is looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to come back over here and check a couple other things. Our incineration status is getting... Well, I guess it's reasonable now that we blanked all this out. Are they going to grow here at all? Come on, guys. Show me it. You can do it. Get some more residentials going there. We do have some residentials forming over here in Jingus. Our industrial area over here is doing well. It is still looking for workers, but that should fill out nicely as Jingus fills up. Oh, that's insane. I'm surprised that this isn't... Oh, it is beginning to fill up. It is. It's just taking time. That's perfectly fine. I expected as much. Okay, so now that we have completed both of our challenges, we have overhauled this residential area, and it is beginning to fill up, as you can see. That is unfortunately all the time we have for this week, so if you want something done, if you want to challenge me with something, go ahead and leave that in the comments. If you're just enjoying the video, go ahead and leave that in the comments too. Thank you for watching, and please game responsibly.